Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Cabo Verde Wellness. My name is Karen. If you haven't been here before, today I've got a nice little simple trick to improve posture while we're sitting. I've had a couple of clients ask me, how to use some easy tricks that we can use to improve our posture. I'm going to do a whole other video on standing posture, but for today we're going to focus on sitting posture. So, one of the great things to understand about posture is that our skeleton really needs to work in unison with our muscles, tendons, and ligaments in order to offer us the complete support and awareness that we need in order to stand or sit up nice and tall. And sometimes in certain positions, we can lose that connection between the skeletal and muscular sort of, connection. So what we're going to do is we're going to think about sitting and how we can reconnect with the skeleton, or at least, this connection of our spine, which is part of our skeletal structure. So when we're sitting, what we generally do is we sit down and then we don't really have that much awareness of our spine, and that allows us to slouch up here in the shoulders and the upper back. Now what that's doing is we've disengaged from, let's say, the support of the spine a little bit, and we're asking our muscles, tendons, and ligaments, fascia, to work a little harder to keep our body upright. So what we really want to do is re-engage so that this doesn't have to work as hard, because when it's working hard, it tends to get all the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons get tired, and that makes them get tight and tense, and that's what leads to this tension in our upper back, our shoulders, and up the back of our neck, even in our chest muscles. So when you're sitting, find awareness in your feet. You can find awareness in your feet when you have your bare feet, or when you have your heels on, or any type of shoes. It's just finding awareness with your feet, feeling your knees or looking at your knees and make sure that they are in line with your hips. So it's a lot more difficult to find your posture, for example, when you've got your legs crossed, because you don't have equilibrium in both hips. Skeletal structure is off, so things are working harder. So try and find your feet on the earth. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab the right hand, or take the right hand and grab either the butt cheek here, or we call it the glutes sometimes, and just spread it outward. We're going to do the same thing with the left hand to the left butt cheek. Pull those muscles outward. So you're just feeling a little spreading of your butt cheeks. And then you might find this awareness of these two sit bones at the bottom of your spine. They're like little knuckles, and right now I can feel them connecting with the surface of the chair. If I put my butt cheeks back in, then I don't feel those sit bones, because I've got that nice cushioning from the butt. So, that is taking away awareness from my skeletal structure in order to sit up nice and tall. So I'm going to pull them back out again, right hand to the right butt cheek, left hand to the left butt cheek, find awareness with the feet. And what I'm finding here is that I'm much more connected in the lower spine. My abdominal muscles are engaged all of a sudden. That gives a lot more protection and support to the lower spine. And what happens is the lower spine connects to the middle spine and the upper spine like building blocks. So now I can lengthen here very, very easily, and it's not requiring too much effort for me to sit up tall like this and enjoy my nice and long spine and relaxed shoulders. However, if I put those back in, now I can find it very easily to slouch. I've got no support here in the abdominals. There's no support coming from the front of the body for the lower back, and that's allowing the middle and upper back to slouch. So let's go again. Right butt cheek, left butt cheek, sitting up nice and tall. All the pressure has come off the muscles, the tendons, and the ligaments working harder in this part of the body. And now it's all working together, and it feels much easier to sit up nice and tall. There's 3 benefits besides our posture that we can find sitting in this position, nice and engaged and aware of our sit bones. So first is that we are naturally toning our abdominal muscles, which is a great thing. And just by sitting like this, because they're engaged, they're working in the way that they should work. So we get like a little more toning just from sitting like this. And then the other thing is that it helps our digestive system, because it's a lot more open in the torso. The inner organs are a little bit more open and free. And the third thing is our respiratory system. So as we age as adults, we start to use less and less of our lung capacity. So what we're doing here is we're allowing the body to be open and long. And when we inhale, maybe we can take a few more deeper breaths right down into the bottom of the lungs and feel that energy through the body a little deeper. So it's a great little tip to lengthen. It's also a nice little tip to connect with the abdominals, digestive system, and your respiratory system. Lastly, it's a great confidence booster. So when we're in a meeting or when we're meeting somebody face to face and we're sitting, sometimes we can tend to slouch as we get more comfortable and we're listening intently maybe, and we start to forget about our posture. It's very difficult to forget about your posture when you've engaged with your sit bones. It's very hard for me to slouch right here. And the reason for that is because of this nice connection and support here in the lower torso. But what it also does from an energetic point of view that we learn in yoga is that this is the center of our confidence and passion in our body. And right now that's nice and engaged. So just imagine that you're in a meeting and you can give your butt cheeks just a discreet little tug from one side to the other. Then you're sitting up nice and tall, you're more aware, you're more open, and you definitely have a little bit more confidence to speak, to breathe calmly, and maybe to connect your brain with your mouth and say your words exactly as you intend to say them. So they're my little tips for posture and sitting. It's just this one little tip and it gives us a whole load of amazing benefits. The last thing that I want you to think about when you sit like this is that sometimes, just because of lifestyle habits, some people can tend to bring their neck or their head forward, some tend to bring it back, and some can let it loll to the side. Once you find your engagement in your spine and you sit up nice and tall, just try to see if you can become aware of where your head is. Ideally, what we're looking for is a nice lengthening or awareness up through the back of the neck. The shoulders are nice and relaxed, and the chin is typically parallel with the earth. Okay? Enjoy your little tip to improve your posture. Let me know how you go in the comments. Have yourself a lovely day and a nice week. And if you'd like to join me next week, I will be doing a little bit of stretching for after sitting. So when we sit a lot for work or for meetings or for anything else that we tend to do while we're sitting, then we can always find this lovely little stretch afterwards that I'm going to show you next week, just to open up the body, the joints, the tendons, the ligaments, and the muscles. Okay, namaste everybody. Have yourself a great week. See you next time.